Hey, I'm Sharita Hutton with the Kansas City Royals. Check me out on the Evening Social Podcast. Gotta watch us.
Tonight's episode is brought to you in part by Jegna Klub TV and Wilson's Pizza and Grill.
First, don't forget the coach, then comes Mo.
And I'm Jabrelle, Jenee.
And we cannot forget our DJ, Ben Rich.
DJ?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I need something fresh for my intro. Why?
You need something?
I'll work on it.
You got them fresh socks on, let them see them.
Check out the
You got them Brainiacs on today.
Brainiac socks.
Okay. All right. And she hitting with the shoes. She coordinated.
I was going to wear something else dope that she pulled out the vault for me,
Okay.
but the socks inspired me, so.
Okay, we'll talk about it when you pull it out. Okay.
Oh.
All right. Now, welcome. We are happy that you are here, you know what I'm saying, to vibe with us and carry the culture here on the Evening Social Podcast. We are here at 1739 Gallery. It's an elegant place here. We appreciate that. The Jegna Club's vision is to build a community of individuals with an entrepreneurial mindset that are economically independent, operating in harmony.
The Evening Social Podcast is a platform that provides an opportunity to introduce students to new career paths, fields, and opportunities for their families.
It also helps mirror to our youth the struggles and obstacles that others endure on their way to becoming who they are in a positive professional manner. Our guest tonight is a Salina native. She is an athlete. She is a former Division I basketball player, a television news reporter, a freelance reporter and writer, a media trainer and consultant, the former Director of Communications and Marketing, and currently the Senior Director of Communication Strategy, and who still has directed a film on her list of things to do. All right?
You've been on Google.
Look
at you.
I'm on media. I gotta do, I'm in media now. I gotta do my research.
I was like, wait a minute. He's like, she's an Aries.
I got coming up to a house. That's coming out.
You should have said Sharita Hutton. You don't know me.
Tonight, I am pleased and very, very excited to be here. And she's not going to say this, but I'm going to say it. We're going to be here. Our show is about giving oxygen to our people that's around our community in our Kansas City area. And this is one person that deserves oxygen. Other people say flowers. We don't knock that, but we say oxygen because we want to be able to breathe life into the people that we have here. And we want to hopefully breathe more life for them to continue to be inspiring to who they are. I believe you are a very pillar to our youth, but especially our young women, that they can be who and what they want to be. So I'm going to say it. This is me saying it, okay? I'm going to say tonight we have Kansas City media mogul, Miss Sharita Hutton.
Yeah.
I'm like tearing up over here. Thanks for that.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming. We appreciate you being here this evening. This is exciting for me, but I know it'll be exciting for a lot of our viewers as well. I want to still hold to a part of the definition of the word Jegna. Jegna is an Ethiopian Aramaic word, and part of that definition is not being afraid to speak truth to power. So with that being said, some people say it's hard conversations. But we like to say it's just being upfront and truthful about who we are, how we got to where we are, and letting our youth understand that there are times where there are hard times, easy times, but it's about choices, decision making, and staying on your path and working hard.
Yeah.
So we just want to say that. Now I'm gonna ask this. In this conversation, it's not for us today. This conversation is for those who come before us and those who come after. So those who helped us get to where we are, and then those that we want to pull up and inspire to be what they can be. Okay.
All right.
All right. So with that being said, I'm gonna ask you this: if someone was to ask you what your profession is, what would you say?
My profession. Number one, I would say a mom. Two
Love it.
kids, 2 teenagers, which is definitely a struggle. My other profession, I'm a senior director of communication strategy for the Kansas City Royals. A profession I never thought I would have had the opportunity to take on, but blessed to be in the role that I'm in.
So I'm gonna jump right into something what you're saying,
Yeah.
and I want to put this out here now. So you with this position you're in now, so how many women, and especially women of color, do you see in these positions that you're in?
No, you're absolutely right. So first of all, I have to say that I've only been in my current role for going on 5 months.
Okay.
Very limited. And the good thing is that the Kansas City Royals acknowledge that, right? Because I'm looking at other MLB teams that are in the same situation. I don't know how many conversations they have about that, but we are very blessed to have a team that are very diligent about making sure that job openings are out there in different communities, that we are starting to see different faces fill those roles that weren't there. My boss is a woman. And not only that, a powerful woman, a smart woman that has been in the sports business for years, and she opens her mouth. We laugh at work, but I say I have a girl crush on her because it is amazing to hear females be able to speak the way that they do in a business that has always been run by men.
Yep. And be respected.
Yeah. And be respected, yes. Yeah.
That's great. That's why today is so, to me, is so powerful, because I think it speaks to our young women that they can be in positions of leadership. They can be in positions of power, and there is no box around what they can be and where they can be in position. So that's why I'm so excited. So you're gonna probably get, I'm gonna have to bring it down a bit, but I'm very excited about that because that's a passion of mine, to make sure that our youth and our community understand that there is no box on what you can become or who you can become.
And I think we say that a lot, right? We always say dream big, but it's hard to really believe that. And until you can actually take that in and really understand the sky is the limit, then you're holding yourself back. And I think I've been a victim of that at times. I think most women have been a victim of that at times, but it's letting go and just thinking, honestly, I can do whatever I want to do with my life.
I can't wait to get into the steps that it took to get here and when you finally had that aha moment.
Yeah.
Well, I low-key want to take Sharita on tour. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
So, we're going to ask these questions. You probably like, why are you asking these questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
But I ask these questions because one thing is our youth, I work in the school district, I know you have to, but sometimes our youth don't humanize the adults. They see them as these people who fictional characters have never been youth before, don't have lives outside of the building. So I'm asking questions for them to see. So are you married?
Not married. I'm divorced.
You're divorced?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have children? I know you said that.
Yeah, two teenagers, a 16-year-old and a 15-year-old.
Okay.
Bless you.
16,
Yeah,
15.
yeah.
Boys, girls.
A boy and a girl. Yes.
We're on the same page.
Yeah.
I feel free.
Yes.
Okay, so Sharita, we're going to get into one of my favorite segments.
Yeah.
All right? This is called our Icebreaker Fun Question segment.
Ooh.
It's brought to you by Drip Ultra Pure Water. Our guy David Jordan. Appreciate you, man. Now, I just want to put this out there. I got to always put this disclaimer out there. Someone other than me on the couch likes to throw curveballs. I'm not going to say no names. Right?
Okay.
All right.
I'll be ready.
So,
He's
first
always
question is.
deflecting.
Yeah. I thought we got past this section. I thought we were,
You start off every segment with throw me in the bus, huh?
It wasn't on the bus. It's a disclaimer. I'm letting our.
It's a disclaimer.
You know,
All right, man.
well, you want to read the disclaimer next time?
Yeah.
Okay,
I
just
like
make sure
it.
you read it the way it's written. Okay. All right. So first question. Now this is a serious one, and I didn't know. Anyway, it's a serious one, and I put out there, on Black Twitter, Black Facebook, I put out there questions, and they come back and ask questions.
Okay.
And this is
Yeah, no
question
control
that come from
over
there. It says, Is it true that on the side you operate a mini petting zoo at your house?
Oh no. What? We did have a death in the family, so we're down one rabbit.
Okay.
It's not too bad. I have like 2 dogs and a chameleon currently living in the home, and then we own 2 goats
Okay.
Where the goats at?
in my parents' house.
Okay.
Mom and Dad, thank you.
Okay.
My daughter wanted a pig for her birthday, and I said we can't have a pig because
So
we
you did
eat
say
bacon,
no.
and I did say no.
You did say no.
I did
Okay.
say no. It
Okay.
doesn't happen often, but yeah. My ultimate goal is to own a farm. I
Really?
believe that we should
love
probably
that.
start living off the land. I
Yes.
think COVID taught us that. So I, in the future, see myself on about 5 acres with a big garden, bunch of goats, and some chickens.
I love that.
So that leads me
Pure
to
country
another
girl.
question. So do you milk the goats?
They're boys, no, so I do not milk the goats.
Okay.
Okay, wait, so what do
you
they
don't-
eat?
okay. So not you.
No.
You don't eat goat cheese.
No, oh, I do eat goat
You do
cheese.
eat goat
Yeah,
cheese.
just not for my goats.
Just not for your goats.
They eat hay and fruits and vegetables, so we keep all of our scraps that we eat at home and then give it to them when it comes to our
Okay.
veggies and fruits. Yeah.
Why is this
They're
like?
wonderful. Goats are so calming. Oh, they
Are
are.
they?
Yes.
So they run
yeah.
it, they-
Yeah, they fight each other. They don't fight us though, but they'll eat out of your hands and climb on you.
Listen, my
Well, I've
daughter
been
just
to
got a
the petting
cat,
zoo.
and I'm sick of it.
See, my daughter wants a cat now, and I said no to that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay,
Yeah.
animals.
The petting zoo. You seriously were Googling. I mean, you went deep into the internet to find that. I know it. I know it. Okay. Okay.
You ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
You see who got the curse?
I know.
T-Money, unfortunately. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's see. What do you consider the ultimate comfort food? What's a good one?
Oh my gosh, I love food so much. Love food. It depends on the day. I would say donuts sometimes.
Okay.
Probably fried chicken. I
Yes.
love fried chicken.
Fried chicken,
Yes.
cornbread.
Yeah.
Okay.
I eat
Yeah.
cornbread with anything.
Oh my gosh. But you can't tell that.
That's your
By the grace of God.
Cover the grace of God.
grandma's fried chicken?
Oh, it's grandmom's fried chicken. Where have you been? Like, I feel like you've been talking to my mom and dad.
Okay. Yeah, well, see, I just had fried chicken. My mama's fried chicken is like.
There's nothing like your
oh,
parents.
My goodness.
Oh, okay.
Do you fry
I be
chicken?
teasing my. If
No.
be teasing my
No.
siblings
No.
about, I go over there and pick my son up. Mom be cooking like, you want to eat? You sure right.
You know I do.
Oh, you frying chicken? Let me take a picture and send it to my brothers, sister.
My mama stopped frying chicken. All she eats is grass now.
My mom
That's
still
she's
frying
eating
chicken.
healthy.
My father's still eating that fried chicken.
I love to cook, but I don't like to fry. I don't like the
Okay.
smell in my house.
The grease.
Yeah, I don't
so
like
you
that
don't
greasy
fry
smell.
chicken? Okay.
No.
All right. Okay.
Now when your mom still
Some
fry?
guy just turned off this podcast, didn't they? Because I can't cook. I can't
You
cook.
can't cook.
I
You
can't
just
cook.
don't fry. So
I just don't fry
cook
food.
healthy. You cook healthy.
Ooh, I wouldn't say that. I just
Oh,
don't
okay.
fry
You
food.
don't
But
fry.
I feel like most of them are turning vegan now anyway.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
Okay, now this question, I want to bring out some skills
Okay.
of yours that you have.
Ooh.
Okay. Can you sing the song that's entitled "Get Me Off This Island"?
No.
Nah.
I don't know. I can't.
You can't sing it?
Uh-uh.
You don't got a little.
That's the song that you was gonna sing. You was gonna tell them to sing. So okay, well then Ben, cue this one up and let's play this first. Since she don't want to sing that one, then we gonna cue this up and you can play by your side. You can sing by your side by Sade.
Oh no.
Oh.
Now we don't own the rights to this, but we're gonna let her, blow to this one.
This is not going to happen. I cannot sing. We need our
Okay.
musical guest out here now.
Okay.
She's dope.
But this is what you was gonna
Yeah,
say.
no.
This is
I
the
said I was
song
going to
that
sing.
you- This is, no, we didn't say you sing. I
Where's
just
this
finished
pillow?
saying- Well, these are the songs that you chose to do?
Yeah.
But you don't.
I'm not
gonna
into
do
it.
it.
Mm-mm.
And here go Mo.
I thought she was gonna get into it.
Nobody wants to hear that. Nobody.
I was
Nobody.
waiting for a
No.
Listen, wait a minute, just check
No.
this out. Jennifer Hudson and Sharita Hutton. You see what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Sound like the same. I was waiting for some Sharita Hutton.
Yeah. No.
I
No
mean,
singing
it kind of
skills.
sound like you could be an R&B singer, like your name do, Sharita Hutton.
No. It's bad.
No.
It's really bad.
Man, so
In the car, I feel like I'm on point. It's so bad.
Car
in the shower.
In the car, in the shower.
But you're not gonna let the world hear
No,
this shit I'm
no,
votes.
nobody should hear that. Maybe it's 11 o'clock tonight.
Okay.
I love it.
All right.
Oh gosh. I kind of scared for this one. What's the worst date you've ever been on?
Worst date?
Yeah.
Oh, golly, I think my parents are going to see this. So I've done online dating before, and that was just a whole tragic nightmare altogether. So there have been multiple. I don't know what the worst one.
What the worst one?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
we'll
leave
just
it
go with
online dating.
online dating.
Okay, we'll go
That
with
whole
that.
experience.
Okay.
Tragic.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah. Tragic.
Because I know better.
So now this is the people want to know that this is a serious question. So let's cut off the.
Okay.
Would you rather get bitten by an adult snake or a baby shark?
Ooh. Probably the adult snake.
Yeah.
Bitten by an adult snake over a baby shark.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
you say that because of well, I gotta ask.
Well, I feel like if I'm bit by a snake, I'm on land. Getting to the hospital be quicker, and actually, baby snakes are more poisonous than the adults. So I would go with the adult snake.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. She had some education behind that. Okay. All right.
Because then
I
baby
see
sharks
that.
are still like super vicious.
Yeah, they are.
That's great.
Now I'm gonna start singing Baby Shark.
That's all I was thinking about.
Okay.
Okay. If you can have an unlimited supply of one thing, what would it be?
Money?
Okay. That would be my answer.
Yeah. I'll go money.
I got a little something like that. Or time.
Ooh, time's a good one too.
Yeah, time.
Yeah, time is a really good one.
Okay.
I would just be spending my time trying to make more money though, so
That is true.
just gonna get get the money.
So we going back because you know the name, you know, sounded like a, you know, a singer, R&B singer.
Yeah.
So now, what would your name be if you was a professional rapper? What would your name be?
Oh. These are hard.
Oh, these are fun questions. We're just having fun.
What would my name be?
We're
Like
having fun. What would it be?
DJ Rita? Like I don't
DJ
know.
Rita.
I don't know. Like
MC Rita.
I don't know. I'm just here for the giggles. I don't know.
MC Hot.
Something. Ooh, I like that actually. I'm gonna get a jersey with that on the back.
MC Hutton, I like that.
Yeah, I do
it could
too.
be- if anybody could be Waka Flocka, like you really can be anything.
That is true.
Like you can be anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no
Okay.
idea. No idea. Okay. If you could meet any historical figure, who would they be?
Historical figure. Oh, that's hard. There's so many.
I know.
There's so many. I know like people that are still here have met like Martin Luther King. I think that would be high on my list. Man, I wish I would have met RBG before she passed. I consider her a historical figure,
Yeah.
especially thinking about everything that's going on in the world right now and women's rights and where we are, and the fact that there's still a question mark about what we can and can't do with our bodies. She
Yeah.
is considered a historical figure in my mind. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
That's good.
Yeah, that's,
I
there are
like that.
so many
Good. Okay, I like that. Okay.
Yeah, I like that too. That was good.
She's still thinking, so she wants.
I am.
Yeah.
The list would just go on and on.
I mean, it really can't go on forever and ever.
Yeah.
If it was,
I mean, I think about even like the slaves, like just being able to sit down and have like how we think that we endure pain and hurt and all of that. How mentally did they endure it? Those conversations, getting through those kind of things is unreal to me.
we need a little of it now.
Yeah.
Honestly,
Yeah.
somebody come back and tell the story.
Right.
Just tell the story correctly.
Right.
Yeah.
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 All right, well, we're going to move to this other segment real quick before we have a performance by our musical
Yes.
guest today.
And that's not me. Obviously. I think we have established it's not
Our
me.
musical guest today is Nneoma with background singer Sharita. MC Hutton. You know.
I will not mess up your music like that. No, I will not do that.
She always want to be a background singer. Man. Okay, anyway, our next, she wants to know. So we're not gonna brush past, but I just want to
Yeah.
ask a couple quick questions
Yeah.
about your childhood. We know you're born where?
In Salina, Kansas.
Salina Kansas, okay. So you are the daughter of Cornell and Melva Hutton.
Yeah.
So talk to us a little bit about growing up and your relationship with your parents.
Yeah. When I think about role models in my life, it's my parents. It's my mom and my dad. Mom was a teacher for 41 years, taught kindergarten at the same school when she graduated from college. My dad worked in a factory, self-taught scriptwriter, taught himself how to run a film camera. But most importantly, my parents were amazing mentors. They were foster parents before I was born. I can just remember there being kids at our house all of the time. Not just our friends, but like younger kids would come over and my parents would be mentors to them, making sure they got their homework done. My dad made sure that the boys knew how to use tools and knew how to mow the lawn and knew how to take care of things around the house for their moms. Like that's the life I grew up with. My dad was our coach, our basketball coach, our football coach, our track coach. We all rode in the back of a pickup truck to practice. We'd pick up all of our friends and head to practice. But I almost tear up when I think about they're still here and live in KCMO. But they are just amazing people. And they actually inspire me to be better because I've now got to this point in my life where I think about my ultimate goals in life, right? And it's about making a difference for somebody else
Yeah.
because I want to be like them.
I love
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Wait, so were you the
I'm the oldest.
only biological child?
Yeah, so
Okay.
my parents adopted my brother when I was 5. He was 3 at that time. He now lives in Kansas City, Missouri also. So he's an amazing brother. I can't believe I'm saying that. No, I dearly love him.
Yeah. Your brother can get that amazing brother.
But no, I didn't know a lot about the adoption process that was happening, but I applaud my parents for going down that path. My brother had been to like 3 different foster homes at a young age, and they knew that they wanted to make a difference for somebody, so he brought him into our lives. So he's a great guy. So
Good.
yeah,
Shout out, bro.
yeah, yeah,
Shout out parents.
yeah.
Yeah, bro. So let's give a little oxygen to the Huttons, okay?
Yes. Love you guys. Love you guys.
Okay, so we're gonna right now take a break right there, and with this break, we're gonna bring out our musical guest Nneoma, and we're gonna have some of this. We're gonna call it some feel good music.
Yeah.
It's gonna come from Miss.
It's a
Nneoma
whole
Lene.
vibe.
All right, so it's a whole vibe coming for you.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be right back with Nneoma Lene.
Tonight's episode was brought to you in part by Wilson's Pizza and Grill and Jenna Klub TV. Our Facebook Live broadcast was brought to you in part by New Wall Street. Our musical guests are brought to you in part by Henderson Entertainment. Our live audience giveaways are brought to you in part by The Royals. Our venue partner is the Elegant 1739 Gallery. Our clothing partners are Truth, The Reason, and Brainiac 91. Our beverage partners are Drip Ultra Pure Water and Sweeties Teas.
This is one hell of a night. Ain't nobody else here like you and I. Baby, I'll be alright. Turn the radio up and that's just fine. 'Cause I can be a backseat lover. I'll send you over the edge. Say I can be a backseat lover. We won't make it to the bed. And we can let the cops pull up on us. I'll keep watch. You just keep your eyes on me and follow my lead. And I just wanna kiss you on the lips, take you on a trip. We can get close right now. Baby, tell me where you wanna go. We can lose control. First, please turn your phone down. Like we're in a movie. Action, we know it's illusion. This is perfect satisfaction. Just watch me while you throw me. I need a process is present. I know I'm impressive. My engine is running. It's exhilarating. My body's on lose control. Don't push the brakes, go all in. You got the keys up to sit. Keys up to sit. We can shift it to drive, reverse, neutral. I love the way you hit it when we freaking out the dark. I said drive, reverse, neutral. I love the way you hit it when you're in it. I can be a backseat lover. I'll send you over the edge. Baby, I can be a backseat lover. We won't make it to the bed. If you don't let the cops pull up on us, I'll keep watch. You just keep your eyes on me and follow my lead.
What's happening, good people? As always, you're in for a treat tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're happy to have you here to vibe with us and play a part in keeping the culture here on a special evening of the Evening Social Podcast. This is our Facebook live stream brought to you in part by New Wall Street, an investment education community. We can't forget our partners. First, our episode partner is Wilson's Pizza and Grill. Then our venue partner is here, the Elegant. They tell me I gotta make sure I get the mic in there. T-Money said, no, hey, you tripping. Let me get back in there. Okay, you're right, T, my bad. Keep me on point, T. You know, Jabrelle's gonna let me just go with no mic. She won't say nothing, it's good. All right, so now back on 1739 Gallery is, gotta push it on somebody. You know what I'm saying? 1739 Gallery is our venue partner. We're here. Love you see the art, you know, so around. Appreciate Steve Hooks. Thank you. Also our brand partners. You know, I'm always rolling with the truth, but today I thought I'd bring out something special from our people, you know, at the Health Equity Task Force from the Wyandotte Health Department, you know, so I thought I'd bring some of that out, but shout out to my guy, Roger, Truth Apparel, you know, and then also Brainiac 91. You know, she got them socks on.
How many socks just came out?
Hey, Ben, I ain't gonna, I'm gonna let down on them socks.
These socks is jelly,
They kind of
baby.
fried. I like it. Then we got Drip Ultra Pure Water and Sweeties Teas. Can't forget them. Also, we got, you know, another one of our doc boys with Sleek vodka. You know, it's a chocolate vodka.
It's so smooth.
Smooth. So
I love the
Sleek
fact
vodka.
both of you guys looked
Yeah.
at me. Like Vodka looked over at Sharita.
And then we
I'm
got,
gonna try something.
yeah, then we got our brother from across the water, you know, Brandocious. You know, with Confidence 71, the wine. All right. Cannot forget our Evening Social Podcast giveaway that we have. We've been fortunate to partner with the Royals to give away 4 tickets plus a parking pass in our giveaway. Then we have virtual tickets to the I-70 College Comedy Tour. All right, that is coming up on the 31st of this month, and it's at UMKC. And these tickets are donated by GB Hot 97.
Yeah.
So Top City is in the house.
Top
you
City,
know,
baby.
they
Top
kind of dipped
City,
out
baby.
there in the house right here. Danette Elkins, appreciate them, and GB Hot 97 for that. You don't want to miss it because that's hosted by my guy Willie Talley Jr. You know what I'm saying? And then another one of our Dot boys, you know, Big Cam I Am. You know what I'm saying? The second time on this tour right here. And then you can't forget Bruh Man from the 50. You know what I'm saying? He on it, all right? So that's that. Then also, Heartland 180, my guy Max Mendoza donated some beautiful smelling candles. They're also in the drum, okay? So there we go.
The 31st is my birthday, so whoever win the virtual tickets need to hit me up.
Okay, well, you must be present to win. You must be present to win. And I'm just going to say this. Jabrelle is not eligible. Okay. All right, there we go. But you can get more options to win if you follow us, the Jegna Klub, on all social media platforms. You can get more chances to win. You know.
IG, Facebook, TikTok.
Yeah.
We out there.
We got Snapchat, YouTube.
The Jegna Klub.
Yeah, and Roku coming soon. There we go.
Nice.
Nice plug.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so this is an opportunity for us to give oxygen. That's what our show is about. Being able to give oxygen to our community members who are thriving in a professional manner. This is an opportunity to give this big love, this breath of life to our guest this evening, who is one of KC's media moguls, Miss Sharita Hutton. So join me in giving her some oxygen. So we're going to shoot into this segment. Now this is, it is on my list of favorite segments. Why did you look at Ben? Why? I don't understand.
I didn't
why
even say
picked that
nothing.
one. I said it's on my list of favorites. Now I get this heat coming off the couch. Man, I don't understand, man. I can't say nothing right, man. Now, I put her in the favorite segment category. She still keeps it. Man, okay. I'm going to stay in my area. It's a list of, you know, I won't even say that no more. Anyway, we go into this next segment. It's Speaking Truth to Power with Jabrelle, Jenee. Oh, now you begging for applause. Oh, it's something else.
You know what? And this is so fitting.
Speaking Truth to Power with Jabrelle, Jenee. Let's go!
Anyhow, you know, it's so fitting that you act this way because Speaking Truth to Power today is about exhaustion. Okay? I'm sick of you. No,
I've been exhausted.
no okay. In all seriousness, though, it is about exhaustion. You know, I try to, throughout the week, I just be reflecting on my life, how I'm feeling, where I've been, where I'm trying to go. And I slept at 2 o'clock today, 2 p.m. And I didn't feel bad about it once I woke up. And I feel like I've been exhausted, right? Exhaustion is, well, it has a number of definitions, but having extreme mental and physical fatigue, which is what finally shut me down today, right? And then it's also the state of exhausting other alternatives, right? Or, well, let me see what the third one is, because it was a good point for me. But in being exhausted mentally and physically, I realized like that I am not, oh yeah, it's been completely used up. That was the other definition of exhaustion, is being completely used up. And I feel like even though you can be mentally and physically exhausted, if you're waking up every day, it's no way that you are absolutely exhausted, right? You can't be completely used up if God is still giving you another day to try again, right? Sometimes being exhausted is important. Sometimes you have to exhaust, work out all of the other alternatives, right, to get to where it is that you're trying to be, to figure if you're on the right path or to see if something's going to work. It's necessary to exhaust all alternatives. But if you wake up every day, each day that you wake up, it's no way that you can be completely depleted, even when you're tired. Even when you're tired, man. So just get up. Just get up, keep going. Know that in exhaustion is still purpose. You can still be intentional, and you can still make it to where it is that you're trying to go and where you're trying to be. It all work out for good, right? Don't allow anything or anyone to make you feel depleted. It's all a part of the process. It's all a part of the process. Okay? Cool. That's it. We're moving forward in exhaustion.
That's good. That's really good.
Now I got to say this. That segment is brought to you by Brainiac 91. I appreciate that. I thought Ben was gonna play that James Brown. Get up!
Get on up.
Yeah, not gonna play that. But great message. Get up, stand up.
In the midst of exhaustion.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay. As we move to our next segment, this is school years and a little bit of post-secondary. Talk a little bit about that. This is brought to you by Sweeties Teas. So let's talk about it. So we're going to still put it out there because we want to shout out Salina. Where you go to grade school?
Grade school, Hawthorne Elementary School.
I don't even want to talk about none that I've researched, so I'm going to just let you answer the question.
Hawthorne Elementary School.
Okay.
I can still remember growing up, the elementary school I went to, my brother and I were 2 of 4 black children that went to that school. So when we entered 3rd grade, my parents moved us to the north part of town over the tracks where all the minorities lived. And so that's where we went to school in a more diverse area. But yeah, we had to get out of certain parts. Salina's a lot different now, I would say. So, yeah.
Middle school.
Roosevelt Lincoln.
Okay.
Yeah, no longer exists.
Okay.
Then Central High School, I was a Mustang. That's right.
Salina Central. So we know a little bit about Salina being. We know a little bit about that. Got a couple ships from down there. What's up about that?
More trash talking. Okay.
He was down in Salina, got a couple ships. I'm just saying.
You travel, you bring something back, right?
Bring something back. When you travel, you always bring something back. Souvenir. You know what I'm saying?
They sure don't take that.
I know. I already told him I'll see him in the parking lot.
Okay. Real quick, thinking about those times in grade school, middle school, high school, coming around there, do you have a most influential adult, teacher, coach, other than family?
Ooh, other than family. That's hard because my dad was my coach for most of my growing up time, except for at school. And I had great coaches then. I would still say that he was that motivation, right? And now that I think about it, I had so many strong adults in my life. My mom was a teacher. The teachers that I interacted with were all strong, especially the 3 minority teachers that I did have as I was growing up were all pillars in my life. But I think it still goes back to my parents' influence and like expectations and the drive. Like I knew what I wanted to do. I knew at a young age I wanted to do something with media. Because my dad was a radio DJ early on in his life. And so I knew I wanted to do something like that. And I knew that I needed to pay for college somehow without my parents having to do it. So that pushed me with the basketball. and eventually getting a scholarship. But those were my main focus. That was my drive the whole time. I don't know if it was just one adult. It was a group of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about sports. So how did you get into sports?
Professionally or like?
Well, first we're going to talk about into general growing up. Like, how did you get into sports growing up?
Sports is life, right?
All right.
Seriously, we grew up playing tackle football with no pads. I still have the scars to prove it. We had baseball games going on at all times. And then basketball, that's all we did. We rode our bikes, and then we just rode our bike to a park with a field, and then we played. Or we grew up on 5 acres, so most of the time the field was our house. But yeah, that's all I did was play sports.
Okay.
Loved every single minute of it.
Okay.
Yeah, I came home bloody all the time.
So, favorite sport, was it basketball?
It was definitely basketball.
That was your favorite sport?
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Okay. Best basketball memory?
Oh, there's not.
In high school. I'm
In
talking about
high
we
school.
gonna get to college.
So you know what's
professional.
interesting? I think there was a lot of basketball moments that were amazing. I'm going to go back to my father, but for me, I go to the games. My parents sat on 2 opposite sides. My mom sat with my grandma on the home side. My dad was forced to sit on the visitor side because he screamed the whole time at me. But every day when I would go home after a game, my dad had an entire list of things I did wrong. Regardless if I scored 23 points, I could have numerous steals, everything. He had this list for me. And I think that defeated the game a little bit for me, right? Because I don't remember the high times, because I always remember the low time when I got home and just to see the mistakes that I had made in my face. But the high time came when the college scholarships started to come in and the offers. And then knowing that I was going to go to a D1 school. Yeah.
Do you feel like the list helped to push you?
100%. Yeah, that wasn't something he was trying to do as a negative, right? And he didn't see that as a negative. And I don't, at the time I faulted him for him because we weren't that close when I was young, because I resented him for that part of it. But I think it's actually made me much stronger in a professional field. Like, I always tell people, if I've messed up, just tell me. Or if something needs to change, just nothing's going to hurt my feelings. I think it's hardened me in a way that I mean, I can't, it's not that I don't have an emotional side to me, but that's that I want you to be brutally honest with me in order to be a better person. And that's exactly what he was trying to build in me. I didn't see it then, but I understand it now. And I'm trying to do better with my kids, because I remember that feeling that I had at their age and I'm not doing a great job of it. Like, you know, my parents come to the game and my mom's like, "You are so your dad." And I'm trying not to be him, but I see myself doing the same thing. And I hope years from now they'll be able to say, she wasn't trying to be crucial, because she's, you know, our biggest fan and our biggest critic at the same time. But I hope they get the same sense of, I can take criticism. It's okay. It's good for you. Yeah.
So, what is a horn from?
The best mascot around.
No doubt. I don't
So here's our sign. For people that don't know, I went to Texas Christian University, so the horned frog.
TCU.
Yeah. Also known as the Pac-Man frog. Did not know that until my kids wanted to buy one of those too.
Okay.
They get to be the size of a saucer and they eat mice. So we do not have one of those at
Really?
home. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of gross.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Actually.
Okay. So, I was told never to ask you about 1998. They said you didn't want to discuss 1998.
I don't remember 98.
Okay. All right. Well, let's keep going.
What happened in Don't say it out loud. just skip over that. Wait, just tell me later.
Now, that's just a joke.
Okay, I was like, wait a minute. Okay.
I was just messing with you on that.
Oh, I got nervous.
So, at TCU,
Yeah.
you ended up getting into TV, radio and TV broadcasting. That was your major.
That was my major.
Right. So you always knew that was going to be what you pursued that when you got to school.
Yeah, I knew
Okay.
exactly what I wanted to do. Went during my college recruiting trip and walked around and toured that facility and just knew that was the place that was where I should be. I didn't necessarily want to go, if that makes sense. I knew it was the right fit for me, but it felt so far from home.
Mm-hmm.
And my parents you can't pass up this opportunity, and I'm glad they did push me like that because I knew it then.
So that was going to be
Yeah.
my next question is, what made you choose from Salina, Kansas?
Mm-hmm.
What made you choose Texas Christian University to go there? Like, what was that?
It was that whole combination. It was the full ride scholarship. It was the fact that it had exactly what I needed, and that program was so good.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the perfect fit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you ever consider changing majors or
never.
never?
So, and I'm just going to kind of jump ahead a little bit. When I first went there, I didn't think TV was necessarily where I was going. I actually wanted to direct films, is why I really wanted to go into that program. I ended up getting injured the end of my sophomore year, never went back to playing college basketball, but was blessed enough that the head of the sports department allowed me to keep my scholarship. One of my professors was actually a writer for a soap opera for ABC.
Yeah.
And my senior year had said, hey, there's an opportunity with ABC Sports. Would you possibly be interested in this? So my senior year, I flew out every Thursday night and covered different college sports, flew back on Sunday, and so that's what I did for most of my my senior year. So it was a
That's
nice
amazing,
experience.
yeah.
Yeah, lots of college football, so I was very, very happy. Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Blessing.
Good. So I'm asking another question.
Yeah.
You're a guard. You're playing basketball. You're in college. You get hurt. How did you transition from not playing sports anymore and to doing something? Because sometimes that's hard. It's hard to.
Yeah, you're absolutely
take it.
right. I will be really honest. By the time that I was injured and it was time for me not to play anymore, I was okay with it. I had trained so hard to that point because my summers in high school, when my friends are partying and having fun and they had jobs and they were making money, my summer was spent going to basketball camp. That's all I did. I would go to a basketball camp in hopes of being seen. Parents pick me up, take me to another camp. So it was nonstop sports. In fact, I ended up taking up golf in the beginning of the school year just so I could train harder for basketball, because if I played volleyball, I would be more tired.
Yeah.
Couldn't go lift weights after that. So basketball was the entire focus. So it was okay. It was time for me.
Was it a bit of a relief?
A little bit, to be completely honest, it was.
Yeah.
It definitely was, which is weird.
Before we go to our next break, I want to ask you this. So, I know what you said about when you were young and changing schools, being some of the only minorities in the school. But do you remember facing any experiences of racism after you got older, high school, college, any of those?
So my first, and I think it was probably around us, our parents just kind of sheltered it from us, or we didn't really see it. We didn't talk about it. It was an open door policy for who cares, what religion, what race, sexual orientation, it doesn't matter. My parents were inviting people in at all times. So we didn't see it and hear it and think about it face to face. I think I experienced it for the first time in high school when I dated my first boyfriend that was a white guy from a smaller town than I was living in, and his parents would come pick him up from the inwards home, and that was the first time my parents had to really sit down with us and tell us exactly what we will face for the rest of our lives.
Wow.
And then it wasn't until I worked in news where I would constantly hear in small towns, "You sure are pretty for a colored woman." So it's around, right? But it just wasn't always there, and I didn't see it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's funny because sometimes when you hear those words, they don't mean it as being negative. They think they're actually giving you a compliment. Because it's just how people.
How oblivious they are.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're going to take a quick break. This is a break to give us an opportunity to sit back as Nneoma hits us with a little feel-good music. We recognize some of our partnerships, okay? And then we're going to come back and we're going to talk a little more about career and family.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
All
Let's
right.
go,
All right.
Nneoma.
So, Nneoma, hit us with some more of that feel-good.
Yes.
All right.
Take a chance to Casamigos with my amigos. We've been at this party chilling with some random people. Liquors in my face like Corona ain't been lethal. DJ out of space playing music only he knows. I just wanna get away and catch a vibe. I should be at home pouring up some wine. I feel most alive when it's me, myself, and I. No one else around me that can blow my high. I should catch an Uber. Think I'm about to slide. My homegirls to my left having the time of their lives, but I'm about to make like a banana and just split. I'm looking at my wrist. I hope they get here quick. I'm planning my escape right now, 'cause this is not the way I thought tonight was gonna go down. I'm trying to find a way to tell my homegirls that I'm out, 'cause we're supposed to be dancing, but I'm just trying to bounce, and I just need some me time, me time, me time, me time, me time. Yeah, I just need some me time, me time, me time, me time, me time. Yeah, I just need some me time, me time, me time, me time, me time. Yeah, I just need some me time, me time, me time, me time, me time. I'm headed home, I get a call and look who's hitting my line. You can only want one thing at this time of night. Sorry baby, not tonight, I might have to decline. 'Cause boy, you find my night is fine, it's my wine. I'm about to get loud, make it with my feet up. Make myself some cookies, turn on some Anita. Loving on my soul 'cause I'm a vibe on my own. I'm turning up my phone 'cause I just made it home. And I just need some me time, me time, me time, me time, me time. Yeah, I just need some me time, me time, me time, me time, me time. Yeah, I just need some me time, me time, me time, me time, me time. Yeah, I just need some me time, me time, me time, me time, me time.
Yo, man, if you're not here to hear how DJ Ben got the vibe going, DJ Ben Rich, I'm telling you, you're missing out, man. You gotta see how he got that vibe going, man. In here, he keep us going. Appreciate it. Shout out. Thank you, sir. Hey, follow him at Instagram. It's at DJ Ben Rich. All right, follow him. He there. All right. Hey, and he good for any type of party. Kids, adults, bar mitzvahs, don't matter. He
All
got it.
jobs too, all jobs.
All jobs. He got you all jobs. Don't matter. I'm telling you, my man did a country. Hey, listen, my man did a dog concert, man. You know what I'm saying? A dog concert where they had dogs coming out. Man, he think I don't know. I be watching my brother, man. He do it
Man,
all.
the most random
I'm
person
telling you, if you need him,
When did the
DJ
Ralph
Ben
concert
Rich is
happen?
there. Holler at him. He got you. All right?
Low-key,
Now.
I need to see this. I need the footage.
We are going into our segment. We are back live on Facebook here. Jenna Klub Facebook, we back live with Sharita Hutton. All right, we're going to finish out talking a little bit more about like career. I want to talk a little bit more about that and then a little bit about family too. Okay. So, coming as you're finishing, we talked a little bit about senior year. You were going out Thursday, coming back Sunday, doing traveling, doing some ABC sports things. So now graduating college, coming out of there, what's the next move?
I don't even know if I want to say this out loud.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So I'll be completely honest. So
Okay.
out of college, leave with a degree, move home with my parents, couldn't find a job, went and worked at some rental car company. And about 3 weeks into that job, I was.
Was it Enterprise?
It wasn't Enterprise. I don't remember
I
which
just
one it
had
was.
Enterprise, because thousands of us go pro in things other than sports. I was just saying.
So I'm cleaning this rental car out, and there was an aha moment, like, what the heck am I doing? I have a college degree. Why am I cleaning this rental car? And I quit that day, and then I decided Kansas City was going to be my focus. It's where my mom is originally from, and so I moved here and moved in with my grandma and grandpa, started applying for jobs in TV. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a process.
Yeah, it is. And it takes that moment of just like, what are you doing with your life to...
My God, are we here today?
Yes.
So is the first job the News 6 News Lawrence?
No, my first job actually was at Fox 4.
At Fox 4. The first one was Fox 4.
Yeah, so I ended up getting a job there running studio cameras. And it used to be that a person actually had to do them versus now when they're robotic. But I ran studio camera and ran a teleprompter. And then I was doing it for the morning show. So in between the morning show and the afternoon show, I'd go upstairs and ask people to help me learn how to be a better writer, so I could move into producing. So that was my first gig.
Notice the hustle, right?
Yeah.
She applied herself.
Yeah, I love it.
How long were you at for?
Yeah, so I stayed there for about 2 years, and then I moved over to Channel 9 as a full-time producer. And so I produced my own show in the mornings, and then I ended up taking over the weekend shows over there at 9. And then I decided, you know what? I've also wanted to try on-air work, right? And so back then, and I feel like it's a little bit different when you watch the news now, you had to earn your spot. So in order to be on air, you had to go to a small market, be on air in a small market before you could even think about coming back to Kansas City. So my small market move was then Lawrence, and so that was my first on-camera experience. So I stayed in Lawrence as an anchor reporter for about 2.5 years, came back here to Channel 5, and then moved back to 4, where it was my home for quite some time.
What was driving you to want to be on air?
It was just something I wanted to try, and then once I started to get into it, it was fun. Like, I love meeting new people, and that job allowed me to meet somebody. And when I say meet new people, not everybody loves you, and people have crazy stories to tell you, but you got to be around somebody new every single day. And I think it's part of the Aries in me too. I love just like things happening for, I don't need like a routine. Yeah, and that's exactly what news did. Like, I would be in the middle or almost done with a story, and then it's like, nope, there's something happening, and I'm like, okay, I'll go. And that was fine for me. That was good for me.
Okay, so this is my question.
Yeah.
You were actually doing producing. Like, you were actually producing shows, doing it.
Writing.
You wanted to get writing, all that.
Yeah.
But you wanted to be doing a picture, a video, full-length movie, basically.
Yeah.
All right. So what shifted you? Because that's what you were doing. You're
Yeah.
producing, writing.
Yeah.
You're in that realm of doing that, and then you shift to now on air. So what made the change? If that's where you really.
I think just watching news in general unfold, it just was too intriguing not to try it.
Okay.
And so that's why I decided, you know what, at least let me give it a shot and see if I like it. Because I could always fall back to producing if I wanted to. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stayed on air for quite some time.
So it's still.
I did,
it's
and I
still
loved it.
In you too, you want to still produce that movie?
Sometime. I wouldn't mind. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I would be interested. in
Yeah.
that.
I would love to be able to produce one of my dad's. My dad's written a number of screenplays. One day, I always say that we'll make those come to life. Yeah.
So tell me a challenge of being on air. I'm gonna ask you a challenge of a couple different parts, but now since we get it on air, tell me a challenge of being an on-air personality.
I think it comes back to that tough skin that we talked about that was being built up from a young age. People are very critical of others. And for some reason, when you are on air, people don't think they have to have a filter around you, and they will send you any email they want to or any phone call.
Really?
Talking about the way you look, talking about the way you dress, talking about the way you sound. Like, they had zero filter, and it was unreal to me to think you could be so mean to somebody else that you don't know, just because they see you in their home.
So can we talk about the coat?
I thought you were about to start talking about my outfit right now. I was like,
Oh.
Seriously, right now already? So those
What's
shoes.
wrong with your outfit?
Oh, the coat, the famous.
There's nothing wrong with
So
your outfit.
I already know what you're talking about, the coat.
Okay.
So I did a lot of morning shows, which means I stood outside in the winter, and most of the time it looked like I only had one coat, right? Because I wore my Fox 4 jacket. So one winter I decided, you know what, I'm gonna buy all these cute little jackets and change it up. Middle of the newscast, got an email. You may want to take your tag off your jacket.
Oh,
And I go like this, and I look, and sure enough, I had never removed the tag. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought that was a funny story.
just die.
So now, can you tell me a challenge with producing, like a challenge in producing? I'm asking you these things because I know there are youth and other people that are aspiring to be in these different fields, and I never want to paint a picture that's just always
Perfect.
the perfect, because there are challenges, there are things, and I want them to understand the challenges that also to face, but to see that, hey, despite these challenges, you still persevere and you have made it through all these things and accomplished that.
Well, and news in general has a ton of challenges on its own, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the biggest challenge from the producing side of it is being able to know that you possibly worked on something for 6 hours of your day and it could all be trashed in a matter of minutes. I mean, there's numerous times where you'd spend your day lining up your show, getting your anchors ready, and then big breaking news would happen and everything you just did just, went out the window and you have to start all over again. But if you feed off of that, there's a drive that happens, right? When there's breaking news happening and you're in the middle of it and making phone calls, if there is a drive of any kind, I mean, this is the kind of job that's right for you. It keeps you on your toes all of the time. And it's the fact that you never know what your day is going to look like, right? You know that you're going to go in at a certain time and you're supposed to possibly get off at a certain time, but who knows if that's going to be the case.
So what is the difference between, I would say, a news reporter and then a freelance reporter? Because you've had both roles.
Yeah.
So what is the difference between them?
Yeah, well, and it's a little bit different now. So a news reporter usually has like a photographer or somebody that goes along with them. Many of the freelance reporters that are currently working in Kansas City means that they do it all on their own. They shoot their own video, they do all of their reporting, all of that happens. A lot of times freelance reporting also means you can just be picked up from another outlet and do work for them for a period of time and then, have a normal job. Just like I freelance write for a magazine out of Lawrence. And so I have a full-time job. And then on the side, I love to write articles about strong women doing amazing things throughout the Kansas City metro area.
How is that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I love
I
it.
was gonna ask you- I
I
was gonna
love
ask you
that
about
part of
that
it.
help for women.
Yeah. It is. It's a powerful magazine that highlights
Yeah, I'm checking my notes now.
amazing
Did you-
women.
Did you check my notes now?
I mean, and that's the cool thing is being able to, we talk about learning from others. I love sitting down or being able to have a phone conversation with people that are very open about their challenges in their lives and how they got to the places they've got to and the impact they're having on people's lives. This allows me to still be able to do that.
How did you get involved with the magazine?
So actually, when I worked in Lawrence, one of the people I used to work with ended up being an editor for this magazine. It was like, you still writing? And I'm like, I still love to write. So that's how the opportunity.
That's so
Yeah,
exciting.
yeah.
For
It's fun.
relationships.
Yeah.
Okay,
It
so
is.
That part.
my question, I put this on here for a reason.
Yeah.
And you have many things on your resume that need to be given oxygen.
Yeah.
But I put this on here for a reason because I want to talk about you are a person, and you sometimes we don't think of this of ourselves, so I'm saying this to you, but you are a person of inspiration for our youth. Like you are that person that's like, hey, look at this strong woman, look at this strong black woman, look at the strong woman that's in positions of power, in positions of leader that our young people can look at. But on top of that, you are taking the opportunity within that position. You are still highlighting other women that are doing that. That to me is a whole nother level of empowerment.
Yeah. We're
Because,
stronger
I mean,
together, right?
You're even an inspiration for women.
Oh,
I mean, you know
you're
what
too
I
kind.
mean?
You're too
Forget
kind.
the kids.
You are
A
too
lot of
kind.
kids, but I mean, you know.
Yeah.
Now she's gonna forget the kids. She Bernie Mac.
Forget the
You know
kids.
what I'm saying? Forget the kids.
It's funny.
Y'all ain't know I love them. Y'all know I love them.
Today I went on a tour of one of the stadiums here in town with the lady over the Heartland Black Chamber, and we kind of had this conversation with
yes,
each other.
yes.
And we talked about how so often women love to tear each other down. And if we just did better about building each other up and being each other's cheerleaders, how much further we can get when it comes to owning businesses or in our professional careers and just being happy, right? Like when I get together with my girlfriends, that's the happiest times in my weeks, in my days, in my months, right? It's when we are able to build each other up, and that's
I feel like
key.
it's so much easier to spread love.
It is.
To uplift than it is to tear down.
Yeah.
Like, it takes a lot of energy to be to hate.
That is so true.
No matter
So true.
myself, because I know who you're talking about, and I can't remember her name. I want to say Miss Kim, but I can't.
It is Miss Kim,
Yeah, okay,
Kim
I'm
Randolph.
about to say, yeah, because I work with her
Yes.
in the mayor's office.
Yeah, she's
so
wonderful.
when you said, I'm like, oh, I know
Yes,
that, I know
yes.
that, and I could. No, she is a phenomenal person.
Amazing
too.
woman.
The things that she does, you don't understand. Like to me, like I coached girls basketball for 10 years, and I didn't coach it for 10 years because it was just a paycheck. I coached it because I felt that empowered our young ladies. And when I noticed in my first year coaching, I noticed something. Like I noticed what certain things do to empower women. Like I raised my niece for a while, and certain things I did with my niece. So I'm like, okay, there's certain things that need to empower young ladies. There's certain things they need to have. There's certain things they need to see. There's certain things they need to do. So when I coach basketball, I'm doing this, but then when I realize how impactful it is, and how our young women, our young ladies, young women need to understand that they can be who and what they want. Because a lot of times, my young ladies didn't even think they could be that. Like they didn't have aspirations, they didn't see, because they didn't see anybody who looked like them doing that. Everybody they saw looked some other ways, looked another way, didn't look like them, and they felt like, oh, I can't be that. I just have to be this. And I'm like, no, that's not true. So I started then like, hold on, you don't see this, you don't see this, but you don't. And then one of my young ladies told me this. This is why this is so important. One of my young ladies told me the greatest thing I ever heard in my life. She said, yeah, but they ain't from around here. Because I'm telling them about these basketball players, these other ladies, they're like, yeah, they ain't from around here. And I said, oh, you sure right. And then I started going to get women from around here. And then
It's true.
I got so many of them that's now like, Coach Mo, I didn't know that. I didn't realize that. I didn't understand that. So it's very impactful. So this is like a very touchy subject to me. I'm about to have some water. But it's very touchy. I said water in my eyes. Something's in my eye right now. But this is a very touchy subject because I know the importance of what our young ladies need. And and a lot of times they are lacking in what they need and what they need to see and what they see, but they are very powerful and they don't understand it.
Yeah.
So this is like really
Honestly, I feel like
deep to me about that.
a number of their mothers need the representation, right? They don't get the exposure either. You know what I mean? They don't know.
Okay. So I'm gonna hit you on that too. So one of my biggest things is when you touch this generation, you have to touch the parents. There's no way to touch the youth without touching the parents. And the reason I'm saying this because first of all, I'm coaching or we have our Connecting the Dots after school program, and we're doing these things. You don't think that the parents and mothers want to know? So what are you doing? What is he teaching? What does he? You don't think they paying attention? Yeah. They paying attention. So when the daughter's going home talking about being this or doing that, it's influencing that.
That was one of my biggest concerns. Maybe I guess is a good word when I first started doing after school program with you. Listen, because I love the kids. I didn't mean it when I said forget y'all. Y'all know that.
we got it on involved.
I love the kids, and I don't even know if you remember me asking you this, Mo, but I was asking you about or expressing to you how I felt about the kids. Like, we can pour into them all day, which we do, and the kids are very receptive to it. But then they go home, right, to parents who are uneducated, parents who are uninfluenced, right, or influenced, and they kind of undo the work that you do, right? You know, that's part of the challenges I feel like for the youth is that their households, they're not educated, right? They don't have the resources, and so even though they're learning from us, which is amazing, right? It's a little bit of a challenge when you have a household that just can't continue to pour into it, right? Pour into you. So women like you, right? Because them getting from their kids what Coach Mo and Coach J taught them, like, it's like, okay, you know.
But I think you're right. Like, we all, even though, you know, who you're coaching, they're not actually your flesh and blood. It is our responsibility as adults, regardless if they're our kids or not, to continue to pour into them. We live in a day and age where parents are working multiple jobs. They're working late hours. It's hard, right? It is so hard. And so at least if you could do it for somebody else's kid, at least, I mean, that's still having an impact on their lives.
Oh yeah. I'm not taking away from the impact on the children's life, because they learn so much.
So I just need to see one of them. She just needs to see one of them days she hasn't been to see it yet.
What?
One of them days when the parent and the kid come.
I do.
And the kid come and hug you in front of the parent, and the parent like, oh, you Coach Mo? Oh, you Coach J? Oh, man, my kid, they will, and they start telling. So you haven't been able to be in that. It's coming. You just haven't been able to be in that part because they still talking about Coach J.
Listen,
and parents are coming to school like, who is Coach J? Is Coach J here? Where's Coach J? They're coming. I'm telling you.
I need women that inspire me like you. Your story is inspiring to me to continue to inspire them. Right.
That's what it's supposed to do. That's what community is about. Yeah. Community is about a circle of inspiration.
Yeah.
It's supposed to go through. It's supposed to circle through us, and we're supposed to use each other. It's supposed to go from the older to the middle to the younger, and it's supposed to continue to circle around so that we get it. And that's what it's really about. And that's why, like I told you today, I can go on and talk about it because this is like really something that's deep to me, and I'm very, very honored to have you here.
Yes.
And be able to talk about this. We got a few minutes, so I got to move on because T Money looking at me like, man, you're behind time. So let's talk a little bit about, because I missed a few things because I didn't get to talk about, and I don't know how to say it correct. Jazeera.
Oh, Al Jazeera?
Al Jazeera?
Yeah.
The English,
so that goes back to freelance reporting right there. So Al Jazeera English, owned by Al Gore at one point, huge national network. When I left TV news here in town, went to freelance for them, and those were my first stamps in my passport. I got covering some amazing stories, spent 9 days in Africa doing a story on the mental health crisis that's happening there, because many people from African descent don't believe in mental health issues. They believe it's more of a spirit or a ghost. And so the work that is trying to be done in Liberia, so spent time there, life-changing trip. spent some time in Belize doing stories on the trolling that happens when they drag the big metal nets across the bottom of the ocean, and how it's actually killing all of the fish and all the livestock and all of that, and probably how it's going to change our reefs forever as a result of that, and the bans that are. So some pretty cool opportunities to just see things that I probably would have never seen in my life. I think I've always been a religious person. I will say that trip to Belize was my first time that I really, truly felt God.
Was Sean over there?
Who?
Sean? Okay. I don't know who Sean is. He's
From the
rapper, the rapper Sean. He's
The
like
rapper
the minister,
Oh.
he's like the minister of,
Yeah.
you know.
No, it's like, I don't think so. Yeah. No. I'm like, I don't know.
I don't think
But
so.
yeah, no, that was one of those standing by God moments.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
So then let me ask you about this, because I know we got to move. You're now with the Royals.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the experience of having Jennifer Hudson come through, promoting
That was dope.
her new
Yeah.
show. But she didn't just come and promote her show to adults. She came and was at the Urban Youth Academy. She
Yeah.
was down you while she was at I can't think of the YMCA, right?
The Urban Youth Academy?
Urban Youth
Yeah.
Academy. Urban Youth Academy. Okay, I did say it right.
Yeah.
She was at the Urban Youth Academy with the youth and talk, and then she
Yeah.
threw a picture.
Yeah,
and
no.
It, and it
I
made it.
saw that.
Yeah.
It made it.
Yeah.
Okay. Just talk. Can you talk a little bit about that
Yeah.
experience? What that meant? for her city?
100%.
Okay.
First of all, huge Jennifer Hudson fan, right? I heard she was
Yes.
coming to Kansas City. They had reached out, her producers, and asked if they could get tickets to the game. And we're like, does she want to sing the anthem? And they said no. And so they said she would like to throw out the first pitch, but there was also talk about the kids coming, and they were going to use a random field here in Kansas City. I'm like, please come to the Urban Youth Academy and have her have that experience. That academy is one of the most fantastic and I think sometimes underutilized buildings in the Kansas City metro area. So to have this big name out there, being able to see it, because she walked up and she was like, this is gorgeous, and that's exactly the feeling when you walk up there and see the fields and how nice they are. But to see a superstar standing amongst those kids and the way they looked up to her and giggled with her, I mean, it was a cool day. It was a very cool day to be able to experience something like that.
So talk about what's coming up with the Urban Youth Academy, because you have something coming up with the Urban Youth Academy.
Well, I feel like we always have something coming up at the Urban Youth Academy. That's a big thing right there. Is that I don't think a lot of people in the community understand that building was built for the community. Every single day there is open gym time, so kids can come in, they can bat, they can learn how to throw the ball, they can just practice with their friends. Usually starts at 3:30, and that is open to the entire public. But then in addition, there are opportunities to sign up for different leagues, the RBI program. All of that is offered for kids for free. I mean, that's the thing. The Royals are doing I would say a great job, because when I say great job, it's because they have identified the need, but we understand that there needs to be a diverse fan base, because our players are diverse, right?
Yeah.
And so it means something. We talk about it in the classroom, right? To see somebody that looks like you. Well, when you are of a different descent or a different nationality or anything, and you look around the stands and your people aren't there, I think that makes you feel some kind of way. So we are trying to make sure that we focus on our fan base being more diverse, our players being more diverse. And in order for that to happen, it's our youth that have to keep playing the game. They have to keep getting better. They have to keep advancing, and they have to be able to compete with the kids of different colors that are getting the opportunities that they don't think that they're getting.
Right.
And that's what the UIA is doing for them.
Yeah.
Right.
I love
I love it. I'm
Yeah.
excited about what the UIA does
Yeah.
and learning more, and then getting
Yeah.
my son involved. I'm
Yes,
excited about it.
100%.
it. Come on with the resources.
Well, and they're
Resources
always
are
looking for
much needed.
coach volunteers. Just saying.
That was nice.
Just saying.
She said she was going to
So
get
next-
you back. She
yep.
said she was gonna get
So
you
next time you're on Google, look up the Urban Youth Academy, Kansas City, Missouri.
back.
You'll find it.
Okay, there we go. Okay. All right, so let's get, we got to wind it down.
Yeah.
I would talk to you for another hour, but T-Money just looked at me again and said, gave me that knock. So we're going to go into our last segment, close it out. I'm going to ask you this. We ask this question to every interview guest. If you had the attention of the whole world for 20 seconds, just attention of the whole world, they focus on, what would you say? Now, I don't want you to tell me what you would say. I want you to look into the camera and do it. You got 20 seconds. T-Money gonna give you the countdown, and I want you to look into the camera and give us that 20 seconds. The whole world is watching. Sharita Hutton, let me take that back. Scratch that. The whole world is watching MC Hutton. They're gonna watch. You got 20 seconds. What would you use?
What would I say?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a lot.
Countdown.
The fastest countdown ever, right? I would first of all say women know themselves the best and make sure that let women continue to choose what's right and what's wrong for themselves. That would be my first thing that I would say to everyone. And then
Okay, hold on, T. Now you've been a producer.
yeah.
Give the commercial. You gotta give us the commercial. You said the first thing I would say, give us the commercial.
Oh,
Give us the commercial. Look in there and just give us the commercial.
what is the commercial?
I mean, you
You
got
just
20
say it-
seconds.
say it
Just
how
say
you
what you
would
gonna
if you
say.
were
How you
actually
say it without 20
If I was doing a commercial,
Yeah, I mean, you
okay.
got 20 seconds. Give us the 20 seconds.
It's your first take. You know?
I
gave you a first take. Now I'm gonna let you go back. T like, man.
so do I need to like start with the question first and then?
No, you got 20 seconds. What are you gonna say for 20 seconds? You're still telling us. You're telling us the commercial. First thing I would say is I would say this. The second thing
I see what you're, okay, I understand what you're saying.
T-Money, count down. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my gosh, there's your blooper.
That's the first one.
First blooper. Hey, and T-Money gave you the longest countdown ever.
My
he
gosh.
Gave you from 5. He don't give nobody from 5. He gave you from 5.
You just gonna hit you by it.
He normally just, he gave you 3 the first time. He normally just say, boom.
So I would, I can't say I would say, right?
Right.
We're not editing this.
Okay.
Go ahead and just give you 20
Yeah.
seconds. Just give it.
Love each other. Be there for each other, build each other up, support each other, and make sure that we include our youth in everything that we are doing. Continue to pour yourself into them in everything you do, and then keep your bands off women's bodies.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
my 20 seconds.
Okay. There we go.
Come on.
So, Sharita, thank you so very much for coming.
Wait, was that all live?
This is all
I
live.
think
Oh
so.
dear
This
goodness.
is all
Oh my gosh! I thought we cut and went to commercial.
No, we haven't cut with your
Ah.
We're about to
Sure, I'm glad I didn't say any bad words.
Yeah, well,
My
That would have
goodness.
added a little razzle
You're in-
dazzle.
Oh.
You're in
I've had the filter on this entire time. I'm doing really good right
You're in meetings.
now.
I knew you would do. I knew you would do that. You've been diplomatic this whole time.
We need to meet for drinks.
Yeah, we gonna. I got other questions for off camera after.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm like.
But thank you so very much for coming. We appreciate having you here today. It has been a joy, a blessing. Once again, y'all please help me give Miss Sharita Hutton some oxygen.
MC
Please.
Hut.
MC Hut. Thank you. Be sure to come out and carry the culture with us next Tuesday. And we'll be right here, same place, same time.
Hey.
With our live taco. What you cutting me off?
I was gonna say next Tuesday, man. You know, it's a real player's birthday.
Man, I can't get. So we got to keep
birthday.
Man, we got to just keep going through this
go ahead.
every time. I can't get nothing out. She just want to keep. Okay, next Tuesday, Jabrelle turns 45. All right. So okay. All right. Now. Anyway, we got that in there. We got that in there now. Now we know. Come out to the Evening Social Podcast Taco Tuesday for Jabrelle turning 45.
I look good though.
Okay. But next Tuesday we got, you know what I'm saying, here in the house. We got Parallel Clothing coming. All right, Josh and Mikhail Watson will be here.
And
you
guess
know
what
what I'm
else?
saying?
About that, we got the same birthday.
Okay, great job. But just come out, be a part of it with us. We appreciate it. All right. I am Coach Mo.
And I'm Jabrelle Jenee.
Hey, and together we are Coach
Keepers.
Hey, we love you.
And we appreciate you.
And we thank you for coming out and being here with us. All right.
As usual. Now.
There it is. Hey, we are here at the lovely, the elegant 1739 Gallery. We cannot forget. Go DJ, our DJ, Ben Rich, we can't forget that. And we still got, you know what I'm saying, he's not an intern no more. He's part-time with us, you know. Teach money. All right. Appreciate it coming through. Don't forget, we got, you know, them taste of flavor tacos by Andre Doom. You know, Mama Marcy got them pies over there. And there is, you know what I'm saying, beverages, you know what I'm saying, out there. They do got that Mimi juice.
Me serving up.
They do got that Mimi juice out there too. So don't forget that. All right? Now, before we go, we got one more treat. One more treat by Nneoma Lene. She's coming up and she's going to take us home. She's going to kick us down. She's going to put out that good, feel-good music for us, all right? So help me bring her back on for this closing, all right? Thank you.
Thank you.